And these gems are practically must-plays if you are a gamer. They're that good. A lot of people disagree. A lot of people agree. Don't care. Rest in peace, Wii U. Rest in peace. That's what makes the world go round, my friends. And this one might be one of the best platformers ever created. Hold your horses there. The Wii U was a fantastic console that needed to be experienced yourself to understand how great it really was. My opinion, though. What's up, people? Dwayne from D-Pad Disquisition. The Wii U was a fantastic console that needed to be experienced yourself to understand how great it really was. It got a lot of bad rep in its day, a lot of bad shit about it. People were saying it was underpowered, the controller was weird, they didn't implement enough stuff with the gamepad to make it worthwhile, and honestly, as somebody that owned it from day one, a lot of that stuff is true, and it was completely viable. But on the other hand, as an owner of the Wii U since day one, it was a fantastic console, and I had a lot of fun with it. There was never a time I put a game in on that, and I didn't have a good time. And ever since the Switch came out, they have ported every good game that was ever made for the Wii U to the Switch, so they could recollect. You know what I mean? And that's great and all, because the Switch is a fully portable console instead of only being able to take it 25 feet from your console without it disconnecting. So it's nice to be able to play those games on the go. Unfortunately, I don't play those games on the go. It's very rare that I play a game on the go unless I'm going on a long trip or going away for a few days or something like that, where I'm not going to have a TV hookup and I'm going to play games, which a lot of the times when I'm going somewhere, I don't really have time to play games. Or I'm not going to hook a console up to a TV and all that shit, and you're definitely not going to travel with a TV. I'm not anyways. So the Switch does come in handy for situations like that, but from day to day, I don't play it handheld. I play all my shit on a big screen where I can see it, or my PC monitor. I'm just not a handheld guy. But they've ported all these awesome games that were originally Wii U games that I've already experienced way back in like 2012 to 2016 or however long it lasted. Rest in peace, Wii U. Rest in peace. But however long it lasted, I already enjoyed all those games. So when I see them come out for the Switch, it doesn't piss me off or anything. I'm just like, I'm glad people get to experience that, and they get to experience it on the TV and handheld wherever you're at. That's awesome. That's awesome, you know? So I have no problem with that. But in the mix of Wii U games that have been ported over to the Switch, there have been a couple of gems that were left behind. And these gems are practically must-plays if you are a gamer. They're that good. There's one of them that's so good, I would put it in the category with the best platformers of all time. That's how much I enjoyed it. And today I'm going to show you some of the hidden gems that were left over when everything got ported to the Switch. So we're going to start out with these two titles first. Wind Waker and Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Now, Zelda is my favorite game franchise of all time. My favorite game series. It's by far at the top. Beats them all, to me. A lot of people disagree. A lot of people agree. Don't care. You feel free to have your own opinion, as I do. That's what makes the world go round, my friends. But these two titles, as of right now, are not ported to Switch. These two titles are the ones that I think will be ported to Switch quicker than any of them. I don't blame them. I'm sure they'll get ate up by people. I won't buy them again. I've double dipped on Zelda. I wouldn't if they ported these to Switch. But these are great games, and they are not on Switch yet. But I'm sure they will be sooner than later. Now, these are games that have not been ported, but they have a newer version on the Switch. I know there's really not a whole lot of difference between like Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2 for the Switch. Now Splatoon 3 for the Switch. I'm sure the difference between Splatoon 3 and Splatoon 1 is a lot different than Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 1. But there's some stuff in this game that you can't experience with the newer Splatoons, you know? The story mode in this is different than the other two. This game right here, Smash Wii U, it has a mode in it that is only in this Smash game called Smash Tour. And a lot of people gave it flack back in the day, but it's almost like Mario Party mixed with Smash Brothers. It's fantastic. I loved it from day one, and even to this day, it's fun as hell. Would I buy a Wii U just to play Smash Tour on Smash Brothers for Wii U? Hell no. But people won't get to experience this because this game's probably not going to get ported to the Switch. First must play. Don't kill me. Star Fox Zero. Now I know what you're thinking. That game got ran in the dirt. People gave that game nothing but shit for the controls and all that. What are you thinking? Hold your horses there. This game was fantastic. The graphics, the controls, all of it. Now, this was one of the hardest games for me to master, or whatever you want to call it. I had a hell of a time wrapping my head around the controls. But when you do, this rivals Star Fox 64, in my opinion. It actually reminded me a lot of Star Fox 64. And I feel like you should at least experience this game and try to wrap your head around it at least a couple times. It takes a minute. But once you do, good stuff. Next one, Xenoblade Chronicles X. This game was top tier. Top tier when it came out on the Wii U. I couldn't play enough of this, and I'm not a JRPG guy. For me, it's not even a style of game that I would normally pick, but because of the scarcity of games on Wii U back then, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. There was a lot of times where there was nothing they were releasing. Nobody was making games for the Wii U. I probably got this on a drought, I'm sure, because there were so many droughts for the Wii U. And I ended up loving it. I put so much time into this. It's kind of like Star Fox, where it takes a minute to get into, but not near as bad as Star Fox. The controls and stuff for this are normal. You could play this with a Pro controller, and it works, and it was really fun. I had a hell of a time, and this is a top-tier game that I feel like is going to get missed out by a lot of people because it's not ported to Switch. And no one's going to buy a Wii U just to play Xenoblade Chronicles X. Now, for the last game, this is the one that I would put in the top tier with other platformers. I'm talking old school to new school. This one is up there with the best. Hands down, in my book. That game is Yoshi's Woolly World. Now, I have put so much time in this game. I have no idea exactly how much I've put into this. But I am a platformer guy. I love me some platformers. All the way back from like Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, all the way to nowadays. Even the hard ones, you know, Shovel Knight, Super Meat Boy, I love those games. I'm a platformer guy to the core. This platformer right here is not only the best Yoshi game to ever be created, it rivals some Mario games, it rivals some of the best platformers known to man. The story, the aesthetic is fantastic, all yarn, from the backgrounds to Yoshi himself, all made out of yarn, and it just looks fantastic. The controls are tight as hell. Some of the best platforming controls you can find, and on top of that, the skin system where you collect different bundles of yarn to put the different skins for the Yoshis back together, and then you can pick from all these different Yoshis. Just fantastic, and it makes you want to collect everything. This platformer does such a good job at making you want to collect everything that I didn't even mind going through some levels twice. And some of these levels, they get pretty long. This game right here is so good, it's almost worth buying a Wii U just to play this. These games will eventually be on Switch or Switch 2 if it comes out before they get ported. These games all have a newer version on the Switch already, and these three are not ported, and I don't know if they'll ever get ported. But in my book, you need to at least try to experience these games one time in your life, because these two right here are fantastic. And this one might be one of the best platformers ever created. My opinion, though. So as always, you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you on the other side. Peace out.